Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Alright guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. This is Clown Shoes. Hey, Clown Shoes guys. This is their Pecan Porter 2017. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat that Beer Advocate and Untapped has the wrong ABV listed on this beer. This is sent to me by my brother Rico, and he writes, Clown Shoes Pecan Pie Porter. 2017, the past year's vintages have only been partially aged in bourbon barrels. For example, the 2015 is 25% bourbon barrel aged. This year's version of Pecan Pie Porter might be the most impressive yet at 10.5% and aged at 100% bourbon barrels. Vintage and ABV are on the label, picked up last week for $10. So even Rico is telling me it's a 10.5%. That's what ABV that Beer Advocate and Untapped both have it listed at. But looking at the bottle, and it does say Pecan Pie Porter 2017, but when you roll the label around, it says 9% alcohol by volume. So I don't know where the ABV has been misconstrued, but according to the label, which I trust more than what Beer Advocate and Untapped has it listed as, it says it's a 9%er. So where is the 10.5% coming from? Even Rico's telling me it's a 10.5. Not according to the label, Rico. It says 9% alcohol by volume here. So I don't know why there's such a discrepancy on the ABV unless they did two different versions, which I'm not seeing. So I don't know what to say here, guys. I always trust the label over any other of the information that the websites at Untapped and Beer Advocate tell me. And it says 9% on this bottle. So it is not a 10.5%. And according to him, it says it's barrel aged. It does not say that on the label anywhere that I know of. Now it's got some little teeny writing under the label, and I cannot read it. It is so small. But I'm going with what's on the side label here, and it does say alcohol is 9%. So I don't know what to say there, guys. Is it a 9 or is it 10.5? I don't know. I do not know. So it is what it is. I trust what's on the bottle more than what everybody has written. So let's get on with it. Commercial description says here, the sun began to set in Mongolia. Genghis Pecan leads a group of wild turkeys with blindfolded juggling skills as maneuvers atop a barrel floating down a river. Really? Come on. Give me a break. Why? Who knows? But he's smuggling hobbits. Some of the commercial description on this is the biggest bunch of crock of bullshit I've ever fucking read. Excuse my language. Just tell us about the beer. Don't make up a bunch of wild malarkey about the beer. I mean, I know. I'm not reading a comic book here, guys. Tell me about the beer. Genghis Pecan. Yeah, really? This year's version of Pecan Porter might be the most precious yet at 10.5% ABV aged 100% bourbon barrels. Well, that's not what your label tells us there, Clown Shoes. So somebody might want to get their ducks in a row there. The bottle says 9%. So that's what I'm going to judge it by. So that's all we're going to talk about. I don't know what to believe because the bottle has something different than what everybody is telling me. A little bit of hiss. This is a 22-ounce bomber, guys, so while I pour this in there, I will tell you the cuisine is barbecue, cheese is buttery, brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss. Goes well with your chocolate dishes, of course. And the meat is beef, smoked meat, and grilled meat. Glassboro pint, Becker, Nonic, tumbler mug, size Sidel. I'm using my favorite snifter. It says here, not recommended for extended cellaring, but it's a 9%. I don't know anything about any coffee being used. I don't know why you could not sell this beer for a little while. 9% or to keep for 3 to 5 years or a little longer. Didn't pour hardly any head. Over to the light, there is none. It is pitch black. To the nose we go. And for a beer that's been aged 100% in bourbon barrels, I'm not getting that, guys. Slight hint, very subtle, very slight, did I say slight? Slight hint of maybe a little bit of bourbon in there. So I would think it's probably not a first run bourbon barrel, or they didn't leave it in there very long. Rich roasted malt. And I am getting a little alcohol for a 9%. Very surprised. These guys usually do better beers than this. As far as aroma, if it says it's bourbon barrel, which I could not see that on the label. If it's bourbon barrel written on it, it's written so small, you need a microscope to see it. So they're not impressed with that aspect of it. If they were, they would put it in a little bit bigger label, writing on the label where you can see bourbon barrel, 100% bourbon barrel aged. A little bit of oak woodiness from the barrels, evidently. Not impressed on the aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Not impressed. I will say the alcohol on the taste is fairly well hidden. I don't believe it's a 10.5%, guys. I believe what's on the label is a 9%. And like I said, not getting any big bourbon notes. If you're expecting a big bourbon aroma on this, you will be disappointed. It is absolutely unimpressive to me. These guys do much better beers than this. So, I don't think Rico tells me what he paid for this. Yep, picked up last week. It was $10. Don't think I would pay that for this beer. I'm glad I got to try it. Glad Rico picked it up and sent it to me. But I'm sorry, my brother Rico, this is not an impressive beer from Clown Shoes to me. But we're going to let it warm up a little bit and go outside and fire up a stogie and go with this. It's been rather chilly out here the last couple of days. Today is around the 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in November there. It's on a Sunday. This is Sunday evening. So wanted to pick this one out and do it for the final beer of the evening. But right now, fairly unimpressive. So a little disappointed right now. So let me sip on it, see what we end up with. Alright guys, I've got a little bit left here, but sipped on it for a little bit. Absolutely no lacing left on the glass. Bourbon notes, basically non-existent. Maybe a slight hint of some pecans in there, but basically non-existent. A little disappointed in this one, guys. The pecan porters I've had before this, even though they weren't 100% bourbon barrel aged, according to what the notes I'm getting, had a little bit better taste than this one. This one is not a winner as far as I'm concerned. If they use first run bourbon barrels, they didn't leave it in there very long. My guess here is they did not put it in first run barrels. Probably put it in barrels that had beer in them before. A little disappointed with this one. Clown Shoes does some really tasty dark beers, and I would not put this one in that category. Rico, I'm sorry, my brother. I'm afraid you wasted your $10. This would not be something that I would pick up. Now that I've had this, it is not that impressive. I mean, if you don't like those big bourbon notes, and you want to try something in this magnitude, which is a 9%er, according to the bottle, not 10.5, but the Rate Beer and Beer Advocate have, and I don't understand that. While there's misinformation of this, did they do 2 versions of this for 2017? I'm not sure. But the one I have before me, the one I have in the glass here, is really not impressive. A little disappointed with that, because these guys can do better than this. I can buy a 4-pack of Old Rasputin for about the same price this bottle, the 22 ounce, and I'm getting 48 ounces of 4 bottles at 9%. That they don't claim to be bourbon barrel aged, a little better mouthfeel, a better beer, a better well-made beer, as far as I'm concerned. So, bourbon notes, non-existent. Pecan, so subdued you can't find it. Good beer, good transitional beer as far as I'm concerned. Final joke. Not a bad beer, but not to what they're claiming it to be. 100% bourbon barrel aged, pecan porter. I'm not getting the pecans, I'm not getting the bourbon. If I am getting a little bit of pecans, it's so subdued you don't know it unless they're telling you that on the label. If I was blindfolded, I'm not getting the pecans. So, decent beer, but nothing outstanding. Final joke. As far as I'm concerned, guys, I would not waste my money on this beer. I would not purchase this beer now that I've had one, unless it said 10.5% on the label. So I don't know if they've done two different versions for 2017 or not. I'm going by what's written on the bottle. So it doesn't have the mouthfeel that a 10.5 probably would have. The 9%. A little on the unimpressive side, guys. I guess you've figured that out by now. I'm not impressed with this at all. So, to me, guys, it's a B beer. That's what I'm gonna give it. 85, right down the middle. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.04. That's into the A- category. Definitely not going there. I'm not getting the bourbon, guys. I'm not getting the pecans. And we got Beer Advocate and Untapped both saying it's a 10.5 and the bottle says 9. I don't understand why there's so much misinformation. And with what I'm tasting in the glass, it doesn't taste like what I should be tasting. So, over to Untapped, they have it at 3.99. That's their B plus range. I'm not even going there. I don't think it's a B plus. I'm giving it a B. Like I said, you can buy a 4-pack of Old Rasputin and get just as much taste, if not more, from those bottles, and you're going to get 48 ounces in the 4-pack for the same price you're going to pay for 22 ounces of this. So, not a good buy as far as I'm concerned. So if you've had this one, the pecan pie porter, does not taste like pecan pie to me, guys. Leaves a lot to be desired. So we've had two in a row here that are a little under par. So hopefully the next one will be a little tastier. So if you've had the 2017 Pecan Pie Porter, if your bottle says 10.5%, mine says 9, let me know that you got something that's different than what I had here. Sorry, Rico, this didn't fit the bill. I can't express to you how disappointed I am because these guys do better beers than this. So, kind of on the disappointed side here, guys. So, if you've had this edition and it has either 9% or 10.5, let me know what you got and what you think. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.